Do you know someone who wears leather gloves? Do they look like this? Find out in this video how to keep your gloves from getting hard and brittle and keep them soft and flexible like this. Coming up next. I found a way that really helped keep them a little bit more softer than these ones here. Same exact gloves. I think they're deerskin gloves, so they're leather. But I use them all the time, and I'm outside, and they're always getting wet. I'm always, here in the Pacific Northwest, it's always wet, especially in the winter time and the fall. In the spring. So anyway, so I have these gloves, and when they get wet and then they dry out, it sucks all the moisture out of them, and they just become really hard and brittle. And I found really the key to help keep this from happening and for them to remain soft is this simple product here, Obanoff's Heavy Duty LP. It's a leather preservative. See if you can see it there. What I do with this is, if you constantly open the container up, and it's like a waxy, creamy film, and you take it out, and I'll do a demonstration of this in a second. And then you rub it all over the gloves. In fact, I can actually do that right now. I'll even put them. You can even put them on when you do it. What it does, it just helps keep the leather soft, and it also waterproofs it, quite a bit. It doesn't waterproof it. It just makes it more water resistant a little bit. I mean, still, if you stuck your hands down in something that was wet, that your gloves are going to get wet. This helps keep them from, when they start to dry, from drying out. And you kind of need to do this, depending on how often you use your gloves. I usually use them. They get all sopping wet, and then I set them in front of the stove, the fireplace, and then they dry, and then I put this stuff on them. But basically, all you do is you scoop some out like that, and set this down, and you just start rubbing it all over the glove, and that oil, waxy product, whatever you call it, a magic stuff, and you just coat your gloves completely with it, and that eventually, over a little bit of time, it'll soak in, and then, because right now, if you were to take your finger and wipe it, you could still feel that it's like a greasiness to it. But in a couple hours, especially if you're using them, that actually soaks into the glove, and you don't feel it. And that's really what you want. You want that to soak into the gloves to help keep them supple, and so that when they dry out, they don't look like this. So anyway, that's one tip. I highly recommend this stuff. I not a sponsor, but I use this on also my boots and my hat. Not this hat, but a leather hat that you see me wearing quite a bit, and it really helps keep the water from soaking in and them becoming brittle. So I highly recommend this product if you're looking to keep your leather. I even actually have put this on my couch. I have a leather couch. You just rub it all on, and it soaks in, and it helps keep it from cracking. And I've had my leather couch now for 10 years, and it doesn't have a single crack in it. So it's really a really good product. It's funny, Filson, I bought some fill some tin pans, and they have a little tiny container of this stuff, and they're selling it. I didn't look myself, but I think they're selling it for like $100 for a fraction of this amount. It's probably a little different chemical composition of what they have in it, but I don't recall right now what the cost of this. I'll find out and post it on the bottom of this screen here. Yeah, highly recommended to help keep this from happening. Another great thing about the Open-Offs leather preservative that I've discovered is using them on the patio covers, like this one here. Where these fail is they don't fail on the material themselves, they fail at the seams. They use like a cotton thread to sew this all together, and what happens is they get wet and the cotton then continues to hold that moisture, and then it ends up rotting, and then your seams all fall apart. So what you do is you take the Open-Offs, just like you do on the gloves, and you put it along the whole seam of these of the perimeter of your covers, and it helps keep that it keeps that cotton thread from soaking in a lot of water, and it'll make your covers last a lot longer by doing that, by just going along the perimeter, covering it, maybe once or twice a year, or every quarter, put some of that on. It really helps make these last a lot longer. So I highly recommend doing that.